Hello everybody, this is Hop2 the Hippity Hop bringing you another StarCraft 2 commentary. And oh, misclick there, I actually did not click all those drones. That was pretty bad here. But we're going to be spawning here on Metalopolis. I'm going to be spawning as the Zerg. Good luck, have fun, bro. My opponent is going to be GoombA, who's going to be a Protoss player. On Scrap Station. I said Metalopolis, I'm sorry, I meant Scrap Station. Alright, so a lot of people have actually asked me to cast the game that I got into Diamond. And this is not that game, because the game that I got into Diamond was a pretty boring ZVZ. Let me just give you a summary. I basically won by having Speedlings run into his base and ravaging everything because he didn't wall off with roaches properly. So yeah, that was a pretty boring game. This is a much more fun game, and the reason I wanted to show it to you guys is because I want to show you the power of infestors and how in every matchup, any matchup, maybe except ZVZ, you can do this very similar build. And just own with infestors. Infestors are just so damn good now. I would never not use them in any situation. That kind of came out weird. So I would use them in every situation. There we go. Because I can speak English well, even though I am Korean American. So just note that. I'm going to be scouting with my little drone here. He's going to be coming over to see what's going on. And oh, I forgot all about this. Ready? Ooh, so sexy. So that's that, and look at here. Looks like my opponent is going to be going for a forge, and I'm stuttering a little bit because what happened when I was playing this game is I did see that with my Overlord as well as my drone scout. So I got a little worried. Put a drone to follow around this probe because I thought he was going to cannon block me or pylon block me or something. Do something kind of cheesy. So at this point, I was hoping he wasn't going to, cannon rush my expansion. I do have another drone here, so I'm going to be chasing him with that as well. So yeah, he kind of knew that he couldn't hide that probe, so he's not going to attempt to do anything cheesy at all. And I'm pretty proud of that. Pretty proud I was actually able to chase that off. Getting my 14... Oh, actually... he actually did prevent me from getting that expansion on the time that I wanted to, but instead, I just put down the gas and a spawning pool, which is what you want to do. You don't want to just wait around and rack up minerals. Just put down a spawning pool, which is exactly what I did. My opponent going to be walling off the front with his nice little infrastructure, his Protoss infrastructure going here, putting down a gateway as well as a cannon, so he's going to be pretty nicely walled off. I don't know if this probe would actually, if I had tons of Zerglings run by, I don't know if this probe would actually be very good here. So 7 pool would have actually destroyed him. Maybe I should do that more often. Anyways. I'm going to be getting that gas as well so I can get that upgrade. And oh, there is a build that I really like to do against Protoss. Basically what you do is you get an Evo chamber, get +1 lings, and you don't get gas. You get gas very late. You only get 200 gas, so you do want to get an extractor. So you get just enough gas to get that +1 upgrade as well as ling speed. And basically all you do is make lings, and you can hold off a 4-gate or hold off anything with a few spines. And yeah, it's a very nice build. You can do a lot of early aggression because +1 lings actually do quite a bit of damage. You'd be surprised. But unfortunately, this probe does get by, so he's going to get another free scout out, and I'm not going to be able to kill him. With these two Zerglings, they only get a couple hits off. And yeah, probes are just a tiny bit faster than Zerglings, but Zerglings do end up catching up and being able to do a little hit. So he's actually going to be seeing that I do get that expansion. And the reason behind that is, the reason he scouted me is because I could have done some crazy one-base all-in build, but he saw that I was going for a standard play, so he's going to be feeling safe to just do what he does and macro up. And yeah, let's look at the production tab. I want to bring this baby up. Look at there, Evo chamber going up. So I'm doing exactly what I said earlier, getting that +1 upgrade. And as you can see, I have exactly 152 minerals, a little more than I need to. Actually, I should have pulled off a little earlier, so I only had exactly 100. But I'm going to be using that to get the +1 upgrades. And oh, I don't know what I was doing there. Unfortunately, my drone just kind of like ran off. And oh no, this drone isn't doing anything. He's just following. Misclick. I hate doing misclicks. But anyways, let's see. I have a queen. Going to be putting down some creep. Like a good girl, like a good queen. And I do have my overlords pretty much placed all around the map, or at least in this kind of airspace area, because I want to make sure he doesn't do anything like cheesy drops or void ray rushes. What is he getting here? He's getting another gateway, 2 more gateways, and oh, cancel. We see a cancel. He's canceling something. Getting another gateway as well. as well as chrono boosting out that warp gate. So That is what my opponent is doing. I'm getting a bunch of Zerglings as well as mixing in a few Zerglings. So I don't want to be totally incompetent to his army. I do have one Zergling just kind of scouting in the shadows. Good Zergling. Let's look at the production, not the production tab, the income tab here. So man, I am not droning as hard as I should be. Instead I'm making Zerglings because I'm paranoid. I'm super paranoid, but I like this build because you can just do a lot of cool stuff with it. Especially with that +1. I really like my Zerglings. I like Zerglings a lot. I don't know why. But this is wrong of me. I should be droning. Getting that layer right now. I could have waited and gotten a later layer, but you know, I kind of like to do things my way or the highway. And oh god, he is so lucky he has a soccer there. Because if he didn't, I would have just been able to get by. He does have a sentry, so he could actually sentry force field right there, block off all those Zerglings, but unfortunately he didn't. And that was actually smart of him, because if he used that and I did somehow get by, he would have been in a lot of trouble. And now I am going for his back rocks. But my opponent is a good player. And yeah, this was like in the middle of Diamond League. This is when I was like rank 50 something. And like my 3rd game or something. I'm like 23 now, but yeah. Anyways, this is, yeah, he's in Diamond, so he's not bad or anything. He's not like a Platinum player. He's a Diamond player for sure. Reassuring. Anyways, I do have 5 more drones coming out. And oh man, I could have actually run by. I think I could have run by, because I don't think he was paying attention. Now he was, because he just pulled that sentry back, but I could have actually picked up that sentry, or run by, or just done something. I could have done a lot of damage. And unfortunately, these gateways aren't turning into warp gates, so kind of weird by my opponent there. I don't know if he wants to produce out of these. Probably doesn't. And ooh, look at right here. Secret expansion in the bottom. Going for that gold. You should always just go for the gold. I don't know why, but for my 3rd, I always just go for the gold on this map. Getting double gas because I need to be able to keep up with my infestation or infestor production. Because they do cost a lot of gas. Let me just say, it's not cheap whatsoever. So I'm going to be wanting to put guys on gas as soon as possible, which is exactly what I'm going to be doing. My Zerglings are just going to be scouting. I do have one Ling in the front of his base to see what is going on. And he actually doesn't have a cannon here, so I could have actually broken this down. I thought at first I backed off because I thought it was a cannon morphing in back there, or warping in, however you like to say it. But yeah, from the looks of it, I'm getting my +2 melee upgrade as well as pathogen glands. And right when it gets to halfway, that's when I'm going to be getting a bunch of infestors. As you can see, my gas is starting to rack up just a little bit. And yeah, so far we're just both going to be macroing up. My opponent is looking like he's going to be ready to push. He has a proxy pylon in place. But, you know, I don't know why he's putting it there. A more favorable position would be here. But it looks like my opponent is somewhat paranoid too. I do scout this. So I do put down 3 spine crawlers. I was intending to put down 4. But, you know, I was like, 3 is going to be more than enough. And I have a lot of minerals, so there go those 3 spine crawlers, as well as 4 infestors on the way, making sure my minerals and whatnot are pretty low. I have a lot of Zerglings. I gotta move those overlords out of the way. I know there's a proxy hatch, or the proxy hatch. Whoa, proxy pylon on the way. And here we go. My opponent is gonna be moving out. Let's looky here. One Zergling coming down to scout to see what is going on, see where his army is, and his army is right here. No, you cannot put that pylon there, unfortunately. 3 spine crawlers just going to be going at it. And, oh my gosh, watch this, you guys. Oh, fail force fields. I'm going to be coming around picking up all his sentries. So I've done all the damage I really needed to. I've killed all his sentries, and that's exactly what you want to be going for. Man, +1 Lings. Look how fast they just shred up these stalkers. So good. So good, man. They are just so good. And yeah, I'm just going to be pretty much cleaning this up in my infestors show. And I should have... Maybe I shouldn't have shown him that I was going to go infestors, but... It's all good. My opponent is in a pretty bad position. Ouch, he says, and I'm going to be like, meh. I do the meh face, but I guess I didn't show it. Or it doesn't show. Yeah, there it is. The meh. Whatever. So I'm getting burrow because I do want to do some, you know, cute harass with my infestors. Maybe sneak him into the back. Drop some stuff here. And oh, actually, wow, this is very few probes. I don't know if he actually even brought any probes. Let's look at his harvester count. 32. Oh my gosh. So yeah, he's not really making a lot of probes. There we go. Now queuing up about 4 probes because he's like, dear God, I'm not making any probes. Too concentrated on that attack, so he's kind of losing his mind a little bit there. I do pick off that proxy pylon because I do not want it there. And I'm going to be picking off the back rocks. Something I want to do. Oh, and I have to be careful because he could actually force field me in with these sentries. And oh, a couple force fields going down, but ooh, not the best force fields. Overlapping force fields are definitely something you don't want. He could have completely locked me in here, and I could have lost all these Zerglings. But I'm gonna be a little aggressive right now. I like to be aggressive with my infestors, which might not be the smartest thing, but you know, I'm a very aggressive Zerg player. And yeah, you know, in the GSL, a lot of Korean players are very aggressive, and I like that style. I like to be really aggressive. Not in the sexual sense, you guys. Not in that way at all. Moving in with my Zerglings, kind of doing some dual harass, something I like to do. And oh, and not really controlling my infestors. They should be doing some fun stuff. Holding my Zerglings here, as you can see here. This is that cool trick. Maybe taking down a lot of probes. I wish he actually had more probes here, but they're not attacking the zealots. I'm just having them hold here so they won't run off and try to attack things. Instead, they'll be killing off a lot of the probes. So this is actually pretty smart. And look at, he can't actually attack or go around my guys. So he actually almost lost a zealot here. Pretty cool move there. Burrowing out of there, so very nice. He doesn't have an observer out, if I'm not mistaken. He does have 2 robotics, as well as a robotics bay on the way. Or what is this? Robotics facility. Robotics, gosh. Anyways, I have a few Zerglings just kind of chilling in the front. And infestors, man, infestors are so strong. These zealots are no match for infestors. I think it takes about 5 or 6 fungals. I'm not too sure. Maybe a little more than that. I'm not sure at all. But yeah, look how aggressive I am. I'm gonna be taking down this whole group, putting down another fungal, and I'm gonna stop.